Welcome to the PAECT Pod TechNotes. These TechNotes are from episode 30, the post-ISTE review from ISTE Live 23. We hope you find them interesting and useful. Thank you for watching.
All right, Dom, why don't you lead off? Lead batter.
We have talked with about Soundtrap before. I'm going to pull that up. We find the right screen because last time I hit the wrong button and I lost everything. Got booted out. So Soundtrap, they gave us a code to share out. And let me click on this. They gave us a code to share. It's 90 days for the pro version. The free version doesn't do much, but the pro version, we sent a code out. It's in the Wakelet for ISTE. You can check that out. Find that episode, and you get 90 days of the pro version. What I like about this is for our editing and breaking things down, I can upload the audio files that I download from StreamYard and click on the transcript. And instead of sitting there trying to break things up, editing, I can just scroll through and see where the breaks are and see what's being said and find the breaks. And I can click and it'll come up and I can break it up on top. Where a lot of times, using GarageBand, Audacity, or one of the other tools, you're sitting there listening and then you're scrolling through the top trying to figure out where the break is. You can import your audio, pull the transcript up, and then just go through the transcript itself to find the breaks. It does a lot more than just transcripts. You can create your own audio podcast from this. You can import. It has loops. It has sound effects. I'm going to start using this in my classroom going through, this upcoming year and make it more interactive, get the kids more involved, my students more involved with this. But you can pull in sounds, you can pull in, create your own loops so you don't have to keep uploading your own music every time. But there's a lot to it, and I'm working on learning more and more about it. The tutorials are all here. It's a pretty strong program. And right now we're using it on the back end. We talked about this in our presentation at ISTE. We use it on the back end for editing the podcasts and cutting the sound down and whatnot. But I want to start using it more for my my podcast for school with the students and have them working with that because it is a very powerful tool. And we had that code. They did give us a code for people that are going to be at KTI at our presentation. We will have another code to get you 90 days to try it out. And I know a lot of times with the trials, you only get 30 days, and that's not really enough time to get your feet wet. With the 90 days, there's a lot you can do with it, and they're pretty good with working with you. And in fact, a lot of our students in my school use this. I shared this with the music teachers before school ended, and they were talking with the students, and a lot of the students have found this tool and use it on their own. But you can record music, you record podcasts, you can upload files, record elsewhere, and pull the files in and mix them on this platform. And that's one of my summer projects, even though the summer is winding down rather quickly. I want to get my feet wet and do a little bit more than just the editing and trimming of the audio files for the different podcasts we push out in the TechNotes and such. But it does.
Very cool.
It's a powerful tool, and I've only scratched the surface. So that was my tech tool. It's a holdover from ISTE because we didn't get a chance to share that tech tool with ISTE, but we did get the code out to people.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. Let's kick into our next one. All right. Here we go. So I do a lot of blog reading, and I read tons of blogs. I read less books. And I happened to come across this article from the New York Times, and it was about the the New York Times 2023-2024 student contest calendar. Maybe some people out there are gonna be like, yeah, this is old news. We knew it. I never knew they actually plan out 10 challenges throughout the year. So if you go to this website, just search it on Google, whatever the case may be, or get the link off of our um, Wakelet when we push it out there. But they jokingly said, oh, we know several teachers just wait to plan their school year out for our, updated challenges. You got a multimedia challenge. There's 100-word right there, 100-word personal narrative contest, when they're going to be, all the information as far as entering the contest. So New York Times pushing out a student contest calendar. Like I said, it's the first time I heard about it, so I'm sure they've been doing it for many, many years. But just thought I would share that as one of my tech notes. So I'm kind of hijacking the tech notes tonight with a couple others. So there's, with the social media push and everything that's going on, with Twitter and Threads is out with the Instagram and the pros and cons of all of that. Well, there's a big push right now for an app called Blue Sky. So it's bsky.app. So it stands for Blue Sky app. And this is basically a Twitter competitor. Jack Dorsey, if you're a geek like me and know, he was the gentleman who actually first coded Twitter, came up with Twitter, rolled it out, and then he sold it off, and he works with Square and some other companies now. Well, he basically dove back in and created the Twitter clone. So that's what this is. And there's a huge push right now. Alex Keeler being one of the main ones, a friend of Pete and C. She's been to our conference speaking, and she's pushing it really hard, calling it EDU Sky. So Edu Sky. And so you could find her on Twitter or different socials. She's got a link. You can sign up. She seems to be getting more invite codes than many, because right now it's like one every 2 weeks that they give somebody to invite people in. And they're doing a slow roll of different things just to make sure the infrastructure is good, everything's solid. So it's, kind of still in beta. And if in the back end, Scott Snyder's been working with the Keystone PA. We're working on pulling in the different, it doesn't officially like acknowledge too much with hashtags and things of that nature, but they're building it in slowly. So we're teaching ourselves how to do some things. So Scott was able to research and figure out how to put it in. So when I click here, anybody who has a connection with KTI, all right, different things in here. And, whether it's KTI family or hashtag KTI or different stuff, like it's going to pull it in, kind of like the old TweetDeck used to, when you do your different columns. And now, like the big thing is, a lot of people love TweetDeck, but they're making a push that you have to be a paid member of Twitter in order to get all the benefits of TweetDeck. So kind of interesting. Where are you on the realm of Blue Sky, Dom?
I am on the wait list. I'm hoping that it's a short wait list, but we will see.
Yep. And I know like Threads came out, but that's like, in my humble opinion, a dumpster fire right now, because there's no way to kind of weed out who you see or who you don't see. It's everybody who you were friends with on Facebook and Instagram. They're jumping into this, and it's just a cluster mess of stuff right now.
I mean, I've gone back into Mastodon, not the group, the social media tool, Plurk. I forgot I had some accounts on some of these things. And, when Twitter became sort of the dumpster fire that it is at times, that I was like, okay, where can I go? And I started looking at different things. And Blue Sky, I'm on the waiting list. I'm looking forward to try to get into that. I'm debating if I put the underscore between the D and the Salvucci, or just keep it old school D Salvucci.
Well, Blue Sky does not allow underscores.
So I'll just keep.
Yeah. So I just got rid of it. Yep. Yeah. No underscore in my name. That's always my joke when I go to a training. You can tell somebody's age by their Twitter handle, because if there's an underscore, they're old. So Blue Sky is so new, it doesn't want your underscores. So it rejected mine. But yeah, same thing. Mastodon, Blue Sky. I joined Threads just for branding protection.
Yeah.
That's really the main reason why I jumped on that. So
yeah, same.
So let me pull up the next thing I would like to chat about.
And that's something, as an educator, you really need to think about. Even if you don't want to use the tool, is the branding, get your name under your control, because you never know what can happen. And we'll throw a comment. Jed Hamburger, he was the third person in this selfie of the cart pushers. Mr. Jed Hamburger,
the third gunman at the grassy knoll. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
He's talking about Sam Labs love. Day 2 for Sam Labs camp.
So I guess they're doing that at the school, because when Jed commented, or JG commented on loving Sam Labs, and Jed kind of reiterated that they really enjoy it. They're doing it so much. So, all right. So the last one is a quick plug of, next week, next Thursday at 1:45, we will be live at the Keystone Technology Innovators Summit in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. So we will again be giving our presentation on From Creation to Curation, podcast in your classroom, and we will be podcasting live. But if you are a PAECT premium member, whether you are a KTI star or not, if you are a PAECT premium member listening to this tonight or later in the week, there is a virtual summit occurring side by side with our in-person summit. So our Keystones Together in Cyberspace will be meeting. And hold on, let me turn this one banner off because that is blocking the top. There we go. Keystones Together in Cyberspace. So they'll be doing 3 virtual days of PD. One of the days they'll actually be doing a ed camp style session inside a 3D verse program called ZEP. So it should be a exciting adventure. There will be Act 48 hours for attending, as most PD sessions with PAECT do have. Free to premium members, and if you are a free member of PAECT, there is a cost involved. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but if you go to the PAECT.org website and click on calendar, that's where you register and get your information in for the Keystones Together in Cyberspace.
That is going to be really good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be funky. I mean, new stuff. Jessica Barberry is very excited. She's kind of running that ship, so there's going to be a lot of really, really nice stuff going there. So very cool.
And our presentation, little self-promotion, it changes from version to version because we keep learning more and adding to things, and we include that into the presentation as we go through. So
definitely,
it's not the same thing time and time again, I should say.
Yep. Also, because we don't write it down, Dom, and
no.
So we have to quick pregame it before we go live.
And
so
I am of that age. I sometimes forget the order of things or misplace things. Before we wrap up, because we're getting towards that time, we usually get into Scott's letting us know how you have to become a premium member for $35 to get into KTI Cyberspace. With that $35, not only is it tax deductible, gets you in the KTI Cyberspace, and it gets you a premium member with all the benefits such as the Otis platform and everything else. So it is well worth the money.
But technically, I wasn't wrong, because if you're a free member, there's a pay. The pay is $35 to become a premium member, and then you're in. So we could skirt the line on that one, and I wasn't completely wrong. But thank you very much there, El Capitan, Scott Snyder, KTI chairperson. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Check out the PAECT calendar, PAECT.org, for all the events going on. And not all the events are up yet. I know we're working on, regional directors are working on pushing things out. Northwest and Southwest regions, we have an event going on. We're going to WQED August 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we're going to have a social gathering afterwards, location to be announced. And that's going to be a Northwest and Southwest field trip to WQED studios in Pittsburgh. So there'll be more details coming up, but we're getting some the finer details listed and some information in from WQED. That event will be free. It'll be posted on the website. Check that out. I know there's a lot going on in the other regions throughout. Western Southwest region, we have some stuff going on at TechWorks, and we have Tretzy, and we have some other collaborations with other organizations that aren't on the calendar yet, but will be going up shortly. So,
and that's
check that out.
all the regions are kind of coming together. They're planning out their year, their goals to kind of like unveil it next Thursday at KTI and kind of share the different things that are going on. So that's really cool. And then also for the third time, and maybe the third time is the charm for Verno for remembering to fill out the credit card section, our PACT KTI pop-up store will be opening up for about a little over a week over the time that we are. So next Monday, I believe, is the 24th, I think, is the opening day. But just take a look. It'll be coming out in email. It'll be on the website. But if you're looking at picking up any PACT or KTI swag, that'll be available there just on that pop-up store, and everything's mailed to you. If you remember to properly fill out the section notified as credit card. The vice president doesn't even have an account to get stuff free. I'm just throwing it out there. So anyway, something I have to work on in my presidency. Just can't keep forgetting. But anyway. All right, man. Well, it's an hour in. We've had a lot to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about at KTI. Our
Yes.
follow-up, we'll make sure to highlight a couple of people, but a lot of great stuff going on,
Always have a lot going on.
It's always great to be a member, to be a teacher in Pennsylvania during an exciting time. So, I think we need to close it out with, remember,
PACT,
we are
the voice of EdTech in Pennsylvania
and
beyond.
All right, let's thank our sponsors. Thank you so much for being here tonight and watching us on any of your favorite podcast players that you choose. Have a great night.
Take care, everybody.
PAECT and the PACT Pod would like to thank our corporate council sponsors. Thank you to ClassLink, Max Cases, Go Guardian, and Bloom. Thank you to Sam Labs, DRC Data Recognition Corporation, and EduSpire. Tech, the next step. PACT thanks these sponsors and thanks you for listening to another episode of the PACT Pod.